Welcome back to my channel. Now, I said I was going to try and do a little bit more vlogging than I usually do because of this lockdown we're having. So this is the next part, and the way it will happen is that I'll just like piece lots of videos together and then throw them all together, and then when I've got enough I'll post them onto YouTube. So you might have seen this already, but well, you saw the start of it on my last video and you could see that I'd started a little bit of knitting, and I was knitting a headband, and it's from this book that I've had ages, and it's called Knitting Smitten. Now, what attracted me to this book is that all the little hats on the front, I just thought it was adorable. I purely bought it just because I like the picture, and because I think I bought it online actually, and that's all I could really see. And I did end up knitting lots of hats for the innocent smoothies, and because it's like a thing you can do for Age UK, to raise money for Age UK in the past. I've knitted lots of these maiden bracelets. I've put one on today to show you. Actually, I'm wearing my Linden sweatshirt today, the only Linden sweatshirt I've ever made, in that glittery pink lurex. And then I've gone on now to knit the headband. Now, I have got it here. I've not put it on because I am nipping out to the co-op in a bit, and I don't want to mess my hair up. And but I'll pop some photographs on, and I am really pleased with it. And the yarn, excuse it, that's a bus outside bibbing its horn. I have noticed how noisy my videos are, and it's because there's construction work going on at the school that's local to me, and they're making loads of noise, so I'm really sorry about that. I don't notice so much the noise while I'm filming a lot of the time, but it's only when I look at the videos back and I think, gosh, that was so noisy. Now, I showed you this yarn before. I showed you a photograph of it, I think, but I can't find that photograph now. But it's from Stitch and Story. It's called the Wonder Yarn, and it's 100% acrylic and 10% wool, and it was a 100-gram ball. And what it is, I was trying to find the right weight of yarn for this project. And now when you have a look at it, it recommends that you use Rico Essentials Big. Now, because this is such an old book, I don't think that yarn exists anymore. But what I was going to try and do is find out the equivalent weight. But I can't remember what I did exactly, but I tried to find something that was going to be the equivalent weight. And the recommended needle size was 8mm knitting needles, an 8mm crochet hook, and a cable needle. So when I found this, it said it was suitable for 8mm needles. So I thought, wow, great, and I wanted mint, like a mint colour. Anyway, now I'm going to show you the pattern in the book. Now, you'll hopefully have seen some pictures of mine. Maybe I'll put another one up now so you can compare. But look at the lady in the picture. I don't think hers looks quite as bulky as mine, does it? So obviously the yarn is not the same. But do you know what? I'm really pleased with it. It's going to act as a really good ear warmer. I'll probably wear it ice skating. Do you know, if I don't feel like wearing a hat, I could actually wear my hair up out the top of it, couldn't I? So yeah, I'm not going to complain too much. But no, it doesn't look as slim fitting as that, does it? But I really like it. But it's good to know I could actually, if I had yarn that wasn't quite as thick as this, I could actually knit another one. So that's good to know, isn't it? So the next project, I'm not going to be doing it just yet because I've got things to do. I've got some form filling to do. I've had forms I've had to fill in, 40 pages of forms, and I'm near the end now, so I'm going to be doing that today. I should be doing some exercise today because it's hair wash day tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm feeling it at the moment. And I'm going to be going to the co-op when I finish this to get some things for dinner, some potatoes. I'm going to be peeling potatoes and things. But if I get chance to get back in here, I am going to looking at this pattern for this skirt. Now, I think I've measured myself today, and I am a bit you know, it's kind of time of the month, so I am a bit bloated, so I do measure a little bit bigger than normal. And so the size, I've looked at the kind of the size, so I might not have enough of this fabric. It's one of those, it gives you two widths of fabric. My fabric isn't as small as a small one, and my fabric isn't as large as the large one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace out some pattern pieces and piece them on here and see how I get on. And it says I need a 7-inch zip, and I'll see if I've got a 7-inch zip. It doesn't say an invisible zipper or anything, just the standard zipper. I think I had a quick look in the pattern. I think it's got a lapped piece of fabric over the top, so you're not going to see it. But I suppose, so that can affect, obviously, I think the way you do it, you have to fold over more on the left than you do on the right. So I don't know if that's going to affect with the sizing, but what it is, I'm going to be really generous, I think. I'm going on the more generous sizing. So I might end up having to make it smaller anyway, so I'll just see. I suppose I could do with making a toile, really, for this kind of thing, but I don't know, I might not. What I might do is I might cut the pieces out, see if they'll fit, maybe then I'll knock up a toile. But I think it's one of those kind of patterns you're gonna have to get really quite far on with putting the waistband in and then putting the zipper in before you're really going to know the fit. And then it depends, if do you want to make a whole skirt and then take a bit out, and then you're going to have that bit of seam right on your waistband then, aren't you? So yeah, I've left it all a bit last minute really. If I want it done for like Burns night, I suppose it's not desperate, is it? Because it's not like we're having visitors that I'm trying to get ready, this skirt ready because I'm having party guests. It's only my own family, so if this isn't ready, it's not ready, is it? So it's not a big deal. But yeah, but I think this is what I'm going to look at next. That is my plan. I haven't done any free motion embroidery like I said I was going to do. But the thing is, some of it is Christmas and it's just stuff I didn't get done. And there are some other projects that aren't Christmas I'd like to get done at some point. But maybe when I'm definitely going to be doing my next free motion embroidery project, I'll probably maybe knock up a few of those Christmas things while I'm at it, just so I'm all set up and ready to go. So that's where I'm at the moment. I hope that's not too boring for you, but that's all I'm doing for now. So I'll see you in the next bit and you can see where I'm at. So see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I've made my toile. I'm just going to lift my jumper up because you're not going to be able to see. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't made the facing for the waistband. So I've just put all these pins. They're just holding the seam allowance down. So that's where it will finish when it's made into the skirt. So I'll just stand back. I haven't done the hem yet. There will be, I think it's 1.5 inch taken off the length of this. when it's hemmed, actually, from what I can remember. And yeah, I'm quite happy with the fit of it. It's meant to sit a short way below your natural waist. My natural waist is here, so it just sit below there. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the fit of that. Hello. Sorry if that goes strange. My middle son came in. So yeah, so I'm quite happy with the fit of this skirt, and I'm gonna go ahead now and make it. Oh, actually, I thought I should mention I've actually gone ahead and I've installed the zip. It's a lapped zip. Yeah, like a lapped one, so it's covered up. Look, so it's a standard zip, not an invisible one, and you have a little lap piece over it. So I felt that I needed to put that in to know for sure if the fit was going to be okay. So yeah, I'm good to go now, and go ahead and make my skirt with it. I've looked at the fabric and there does seem to be quite a bit, and one of the versions there is a one that has a flap over the front. There's no zip, and it's got a like a buckle there, and now that would have looked really nice in that fabric, but I don't know now. I might just go ahead and make this skirt. But why I was mentioning this is, if I would then wanted to go ahead and make any of the other skirts now, I know this size is a really good fit on me, so I might just go ahead and make this one. But at least I know now that what size is good for me, and I can make any of those skirts now. I might have some nice little summer skirts. So I'll see you in the next part. Right, I thought I'd pop on and say hi to yous. I'm going to be doing a bit more sewing after dinner. It's Saturday and we're having a Chinese, so the Chinese is all ordered and things. So and my husband's going to be watching football. So after dinner, I'm going to come back in here. But I thought I'd pop on and speak to you. So far, all I've done is done the stay stitching and sewn the darts in, and that's it. And I've cut out some interfacing and things, so that's all exciting. And what I thought I'd do is, the reason I'm on is I just wanted to show you a couple of things. And I ordered this ruler. Now when I test the stretcher fabric, I generally measure out 4 inches, and I'll put a pin in my fabric, measure 4 inches and put a pin in, and then I'll stretch the fabric. So say if it stretches 1 inch, you know that's 25%, and then if it stretches 2 inches from that 4 inch mark, then it's 50%, so on, so on. So you kind of, you know, can work it out roughly. But I've bought this ruler. Now Judy, that I found in January, she's the running so-and-so, she showed that she'd got this ruler and it's got the stretch percentage on it. So can you see that? So it will tell you, Oh, it's gone. It's alive. And yeah, it tells you in 10% increments, right up to 90. I'm guessing off the edge is 100. And I got that from the company's called Sew It, and it's www.sew-it.biz, B-I-Z that is, and it's dye is the name of the lady that sells it, and she got that out to me really quickly, and I thought that's a really nice, like, I know it's not a necessity. If you've got rulers, you can work out, you can measure 10 centimetres and work it out that way, but I kind of like having these little quirky little things. So I'll pop that in my owl. I've shown you before, this was what I had made for me when I was in a quilting guild, and we used to do swaps, and I absolutely love that owl. And so that is that I wanted to show you. I've got a couple of things here. In my last video you'll have seen my Robbie Burns night Scottish inspired pennant I made, and thank you so much for the lovely comments that I've had on that. So I'm really delighted with it. It was one of those things, I just grabbed a piece of fabric, stitched out the design and kind of made it up as I went along, and I'm delighted how well it came out, and it's really nice that that, you know, I've had some nice comments on it as well, so thank you very much. And I wanted to show you some of the preparation I've done for our Scottish themed family night that we're going to have. And I've ordered some tartan napkins. I got these from Amazon, and I got this for my husband. This hat, well, I thought we could all try it on, and it's got the hair look, so I thought that's going to be a lot of fun, and I got that from Amazon. And these are what I made last year. These are just, you know, to put your plates on. I had all this tartan fabric, and I made a few of those. They're not all exactly the same, they are slightly different designs. I think they've all got the same on the back, that design on the back. And so I've managed to dig those out again. I think I always do a Scottish themed food, so like sometimes like we've had haggis, my husband and I have had like a Scottish beer. I think last year I made if it was last year, I think it was Scottish tablet. It's like a sweet thing that you eat. I don't know what I'm going to do this year. If you know I'm struggling for ideas, whatever, I could always do like Scotch pancakes, and people are never going to complain about pancakes, are they? Because I certainly wouldn't. So that's some of the little things, and obviously hopefully I'll have a tartan skirt to wear as well, so that's going to be exciting, because you know, we've just got to make our own fun, haven't we, in these, you know, times we've got all these restrictions and things. And I've had a bit of a delivery today, so it's a spotty bag, and in my world this means Mandy Shaw, and I know what it's going to be because I haven't ordered anything from Mandy, but it's going to be my monthly Secret Society. So if you don't want any spoilers, you know, obviously don't watch it. I'm not going to be posting this video today anyway, because I'm probably going to post the video when I've finished my skirt, which I don't think my skirt's going to be finished today anyway. So so hopefully everybody will have got this, but I'm giving you a warning now, just in case you haven't got yours. But I'm going to open it now. Oh, there's a zip in there. A red zip is poking out. So I'm guessing there's going to be some oh, I can see thread in here. This looks quite exciting. Right, I'm going to get the booklet out, and it's a Secret Society newsletter, January 2021. And I'll open it up and have a look. If it's a bit slow, I'll forward bits if there's any bits where I'm just sitting reading, so it's not too boring for you. I won't read all this out now, but what I'll do is when I've gone away and I've read it all, I will come back and I'll tell you a bit about it, and it tells you what the contents are, but I don't want to read that because I want to have a little look myself. I'm going to spoil it for myself if I look in there. Right, I'm going to have a look. So there's a zip. I'll measure it actually. It's an 8-inch zip. It's got a big piece of interfacing. This is really exciting. I can't wait to see what it is we're supposed to be making. A fair few bits of cotton embroidery, or broder, if that's how you say it properly. A spotty bag. I've got a notification coming up on here. I think it's alerting me football matches are coming on. Oh, sweetie, I can't eat them now because it's going to ruin my Chinese, isn't it? Sweeties. This is the last bit. Clips. Let's have a look. Oh, little quilt binding clips. They're lovely, aren't they? And I've got this that I made. I made this. I'd saved up my salvages on fabrics, quilting fabrics for a while. And I've got all these threads hanging off here, actually. It looks a bit of a mess. And an old peg. Oh, right. I wanted to show you inside, but I've been putting all kinds of crap in. Basically, I made this little tub, a rosy something or other tub, using my salvages that I'd been storing up in a jar. And this is where I keep my my clips. But I've got a few other bits in there. I've got a seam ripper. I quite like this seam ripper, actually, or quick and pick, as I like to call it, Madeira. I'll pop that over there. Put it in my owl. The owl has everything. A crochet hook. I need to put that as a size 6mm. I need to put that upstairs, actually. Fray check. Take that out. Oh, piece of thread and gone. Let's have a look. Oh, these are great. These are cricket snips. I got that as a part of a set when they was doing like 3 for 2 in Hobbycraft. Oh, there's a piece of chalk. I've got a place for that. Oh, it looks like I've been dumping things in here. A pen lid. Pink pencil. I wonder if that's a fabric marking pencil, actually. Right, let's have a look. Oh, do you know when you find something and you think, I recognise that and I don't know what it's off? And it's off my We Are Memory Keepers ruler, because I was using it the other night and I thought, oh, that's what that is, but then I didn't know where it was, so I know what that's come off now. There's a pin in here as well. Put that in there. Right, there we go. That's what's supposed to be in there. You can get the Wonder clips, but I think that's prim. I don't know if they call them all Wonder clips or if Wonder clips is the brand itself. I'm not quite sure. We just call them quilt binding clips, but that's a few more to add to the collection. That's nice, isn't it? Lovely. So sorry about that, sorting out what it is, because it's so handy. I must admit, I do start just dumping everything in there sometimes. Right, so now I can read what it says. It says you get an iron-on transfer for block, what block is it? Block 8. I'll get that out. Here it is. You see, that's a Happy New Year one. As you know, if you've been watching my videos, I haven't stitched any of the blocks. I've been making all the projects, but I've not been doing the blocks. I'm not saying I'm never going to do them, but I haven't been doing them. That's quite long and thin compared to some of the others that we've had. There's a metre. And 1 metre of iron-on interfacing, 6 cotton embroider strands, 1 8-inch zipper, 5 clips, winter warmer sweets. Oh, I'm going to try one of those after the Chinese. An iron-on transfer for hearts. This might have given me an idea, actually. There we go, there's the iron-on transfer for hearts. Actually, I remember the project in Secret Society around about this time when I wasn't in it the previous year, but I was in it the year before. And Mel's chocolate orange brownie recipe, plus download your brand new Home is Where the Heart Is purse pattern by going to the Secret Society homepage. Right, let's have a look. So I'm guessing that's what the project is going to be this time, but you'll have to source the supplies. We've got the zip and we've got the iron-on transfer, but I'm guessing we'll have to use our own supplies to make that. But that's gorgeous, isn't it? And there is some pictures of other ones, and it's brand new and designed especially for the Secret Society. This zip purse is a lovely little sewing project. The pattern is in this month's free download, and the zip is included in this month's package. So all you need is some scraps and a little bit of time, a nice cuppa, and you're away. So that's nice, isn't it? Also including this month is the extra added bonus of this heart iron-on transfer, so you can get ahead for Valentine's Day. That's what I was thinking. We're all going to need that little extra loving this year, I think. You can make a pyramid. Make a my rad. I'm not sure what that is actually, of things, with it including a cushion. I'm not familiar with that word, actually. I'm going to look it up. Spelling for Claire. This is, isn't it? I'm always having to Google what these things mean. Including a cushion. Oh, so basically, it's been made into a cushion here, or you can make these zippered purses. And look, that has been red thread on denim, which looks really effective as well, doesn't it? That is so nice. And there's a little house on that one, and it's been quilted. The chocolate brownie recipe does look quite delicious. I don't know how that looks on there, but it does look pretty fab. There's a picture of some frozen spider webs. And the inspiration for the block, I might tell you about that after. And it's saying about the team. There's a picture of Mandy's team, and there's a little bit. Oh, I'm going to try and show you actually. Right. Can you see that? And it says, I thought you might like to see my team and get to know who you were talking to when you're on the phone. From far right to left. So Andy is on the right. Actually, Andy has commented on some of my things actually that I've made. So I don't recognise Andy's name, and I've thanked her. She's a part-time office manager and deals with the orders and the office admin. And she's crazy about embroidery and lace making. And Vicky is brilliant with all our IT packs and packs your orders, and interprets my ideas to make graphics for the badges, mirrors and stickers. That's the lady in the middle. And Mel is a bit camera shy, but she is our resident cake and kit maker. Her stitching is neater than anyone I know. I cherish my team, and they never let me down in these extraordinary times. And they are really flexible. They can work from home, pick up, drop off, work tirelessly within all the guidelines to help us keep us safe and keep you supplied with crafting goodies. So that's lovely, and the recipes on the back. So that is an absolutely gorgeous package. And that's one thing I was going to talk to you about. Obviously, after like Burns night, we've got Valentine's to think about, haven't we? So, and my mum's birthday is the day before Valentine's Day, and the thing is, it's not realistic that I'm going to be able to make that jumpsuit that I was talking about making for her, because I can't actually see my mum, so I'm not going to be able to get her measurements. I know I could get her to measure herself, but in all honesty, because I feel I know what I'm doing. Not saying my mum doesn't, but I'd like to measure my mum myself. So, and I'd be having the fittings and things. So I think during this time, it's not really really realistic making things for people to wear that you don't live with? Is it really? So I'll probably make things for my family that I live with, but I don't think it's a good idea because, you know, you just can't see people right now, can you? So, and you know, I know you can get fabric online, but I so like going somewhere and feeling it and feeling the stretch and feeling the drape. You just cannot beat that, can you? So some of my projects are going to be affected until life gets back to normal, definitely, but there's plenty we can still do, isn't there? Even without doing that, we don't have to do lots of clothes making. There's lots of other things we can make, and I suppose with clothes making fabrics, what I'm finding I'm doing is I'm kind of got an idea, I'll order something in, and then if it's not suitable for that project, I'll just find something that is. So there's always that way around there, isn't there? Anyway, I'm going to go now because any minute now, I know my husband will be pulling on the drive. I can hear something now, actually, pulling up on the drive and with the Chinese. So I'm going to go and enjoy that, and then I'm going to get back in here and do a bit more. So I don't know if I'll be filming anything. Maybe if I feel that there's something that I want, maybe if I get to the zip, maybe I'll show you how I do that lap zip that I did on the toile. Maybe you'd be interested in seeing that. So if I get to that stage, maybe I'll film that. So right, I'll see you in the next bit. I'm now at the stage where I've got to install the zipper. So it's a lapped one, so you won't see the zip, so it's not an invisible zip. So you've got to first fold over your first edge by 1/2 inch or 1.3 centimetres. I'm working in inches with this, so I've set that at 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to do a little chalk line along there. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just going to basically fold over my edge on the chalk line and just pop some pins in there. This is what I did on my toile. Unfortunately, I lost one of my waistband pattern pieces after I made my toile, so I had to go back and trace out another one, which is a little bit unfortunate, isn't it? But, you know, never mind. This feels a lot more bulkier than the toile because I've actually done the inside facing this time, and also it's got interfacing, which the toile I didn't put any interfacing in it. So basically you've done that, then you've got to put your zip into place. Now bearing in mind, if you put your zip right up to the top like that, your zip will only zip to there. So bear that in mind. So I like to nudge mine up like that. Now those pins that I've used, just pin that in place. And now I've got to basically hand tack that zip. I'm going to do that with some quite thick thread. This is some one that I got in some cheap thing that I don't know what it was now, but you know when you get a sewing kit. But it is quite handy, it's quite thick. And I'm going to hand base that now, sitting down. I'm standing up at the moment, so I'll go and sit down and I'll tack that in place and come back to you. Right, I'm back. I've now hand tacked that zip in on that side. Have I got a pin? Oh, that's a staple there. I'll just leave that for now. Now I'll just chop that off there and put that over there so I don't lose it, because I have a habit of doing that actually when I'm doing hand tacks and things. I put my needle down, I can't find it. Now this is one of my zipper foots that I've got. This is a brother foot, but it would fit any low shank machine, and it's one that you have to screw it on, you don't clip it on, and it's got a bit here and you can adjust it so wherever your needle is. Now I'm going to be placing the foot here, right on the edge of the fabric. I'm going to put the needle right in that hole and I'm going to stitch down there like that, and then I'll come back to you and show you what the next thing is. Okay, I've stitched that down now by machine. At this stage, you can cut out your tacking stitches, and I do suggest you do that, which I'm going to go off and do that in a moment. But then the next stage is you're going to be folding the other half over by 5/8 of an inch or 1.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to mark that line. Hopefully you can see that with this camera angle. Mark that all the way along here, and again I've got a bit of excess overhang here. What I might do is I might just overlock that off. I'll be back in a moment. Right, I've just took that to the overlocker. I don't think I've took off as much as that bit, but it'll be okay. I'm just going to do a thing with a pin here. So I've pulled them out, I've put that in a loop like that. Can you see that loop? Get a pin, and then I pull that loop down to the base as close as I can, and there we go, we've got a knot there now. Chop that off, and obviously I've got this side, so I'll do the same with that. So I'll do another loop. It can be quite tricky to do this with overlocking threads because there's so many of them. I've put my pin in, and then I'm dragging that loop further down towards the fabric, and you get a little knot. And I'm just going to chop that off. So I'm going to carry on now with this line. What I'll do is I'll fold this one over. Let's get my pins. Just get rather bulky here with all this wool. I suppose one way around it, you could use a different sort of fabric for the waistband facing. You wouldn't have to use something as thick. Maybe I didn't even need the interfacing, if I could be perfectly honest, but I thought it would give it a nice crisp edge. Right, so I've pinned that down. Now what you do here is you overlap this. I'm going to try and straighten the skirt out a little bit. You just basically take it over so it's covering that zip like that. So I'll pin that on. You do it so it just about covers. Do it so it sits nice here. So I tend to work from there first. You do use a hook and eye with this project as well, which I'll have. Oh, I've just pinned my finger. Right. So now, can you see how that's pinned down like that? Now I've got to basically, starting at the bottom of the zip, I've got to stitch along here where I finish sewing the other side, and then a little bit away and sew up here. I'm just going to do that now. So there we go, that's the zip completed. And it's covered up there, look. So I'll put that zip in there so you don't see the zip when you're wearing it. It was quite troublesome sewing it because of all the bulk, this kind of skirt, but this pattern, it isn't made for that kind of fabrics. It's a very summer lightweight one. I'm not sure if this is a child's pattern, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to look it up now so I can give you a bit more information before I chat about it again. So the next stage now is going to be hemming it. I'm not going to do that now. My husband's finished watching football, so I'm going to sit and chill out with him this evening, and I'll come back to this tomorrow and we'll work on it again. So thank you again, and I'll see you in the next bit. Okay, welcome back again. It's another day now. It's actually Monday afternoon now, not Monday morning anymore. I've just had a lovely surprise actually. While I was sitting having my lunch, I was actually watching Judy, the running so-and-so. Do you know the who I've mentioned already in this video, in one of the earlier clips where I found out about this ruler, and she's just gave me a lovely mention actually on her channel, so that's really nice. And I think I haven't finished watching the video yet because I've got to nip out and get some cat food, so I'm going to go back and watch it later, but I just thought I'd nip on and let you know what's happening. I've got my clips in, haven't I? So anyway, what was I going to say? Right, so the skirt. So far all I've got to do now is hem it. I've pinned it up. I was going to do a blind hem stitch. The pattern doesn't tell you to do that. You just fold it over basically, the hem allowance, and then turn it 1/4 of an inch and then stitch it. And I think I'm just going to do a straight stitch from the inside actually, because I'm using blue thread. It practically, in this tartan fabric, it just disappears. So yeah, so I don't think I need to do the blind hem stitch. And you know, so I'm, you know, it's great. I've tried it on, and I know I said that I was going to make it a bit generous, and it is quite generous. Like if I pull it, I have got a lot of ease, but when I kind of let it go, it does sit quite nicely anyway, so I'm not too bothered. But I do have a lot of sensory issues, as I've mentioned before, and do you know what, with it being roomy, I'm just going to feel a lot more comfortable in it, aren't I? You know, but I do think if I made this skirt again, I think I would try twirling a size down and see how I feel about that, because it is such a cute pattern. The one that this is the Simplicity 1370 D5. I'll show it you. I think that's the code, look. And it's so cute. It was this one that attracted me, this little summer skirt, and it's version D that I'm doing. But what I found is, right, before anyone goes out and buys this, I don't know if there's different sizing, but it shows you the sizes on the back, but it only goes up to about halfway. The biggest size, I've done a conversion from American sizes to UK, and the largest UK size that is in this particular pattern, I don't know if there's another bigger one, is a size 10. So yeah, I think it's aimed at more like teens kind of thing. So I don't know if there is another version of this in a bigger size, but obviously I didn't realise that when I started actually. So yes, it's turned out lovely, hasn't it? I've got to obviously sew the hem down now. I have tried to pattern match. So if that's the side seam, so I've tried to make sure the stripes line up, look, and on that side, and actually on the front it was hard to do it properly with the waistband, but I've lined up the centre one, but you couldn't really do it because the shape of it, you couldn't really do it there. But I don't think that matters too much, does it? The green looks like it matches up, so it doesn't look like anything too crazy, does it? So yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and make an outfit, right? So this is my plan. Now I've got this horrible pajama top. I don't even wear it. I think I might have ordered it online years and years ago, and the bottoms are really cute. They were pink. I've still got them. They're a bit oversized. They're pink with like hearts on them and things. I probably could show you actually. I'll dig them out and show you. I think that was the matching thing for this. And this is the top. And it's not very nice. Basically, it's too big for me, but not big in the way it looks nice. It just looks unflattering. And the neck is just big and wide, and it did absolutely nothing for me. So I'm going to try and fashion, if I can, obviously, you know, I don't know if I can yet, to see what I can get out of it. I'm going to try and fashion something out of this old pajama top that I don't even wear as a pajama top, and I've got a bit of fabric left over from the skirt, and see if I can do a bit of decoration and try and bling it up and then bring it together with the skirt. So that is my next plan. And I've had a delivery. Now, do you know I've been saying about Valentine's makes? Well, I'm going to make something Valentine to wear. So do you remember I won that fabric from By Graciela Fabrics? And I'll pop a photograph in. If you've watched my last video, you will have seen the thing that I made with the fabric I won. So I'll pop a picture of that. I made the toaster sweater by Soho 7, version 1 with it. That was my first ever version 1 of the toaster sweater. And yeah, I loved the fabric. It was really nice. And then I got an email from By Graciela Fabrics, and I ordered straight away. And it's come, and it's got that lovely ribbon, and it's not claret and blue this time. Do you remember I said the ribbon was claret and blue? And I thought I'll give it to my mum. I think I've given it her already, actually, on Christmas Day, because that was the only time I was allowed to see her. Actually, my mum has commented on my knitted headband, you know, the one that I showed you last time. Have I showed you? I might have shown, it might be in this video, I think. I know in a previous video I've showed you the start of it, but I think I've showed it you in this video. I've put that many clips together, I forget what I've shown you. And she'd like one in red, so maybe because I can't measure my mum, maybe I'll make her one of those. I'll have to order some yarn in. So this is what I've ordered. I'll try, if this rattles too much, I'll cut it out. Have a look at that. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So I'm going to, obviously, if I was going out for Valentine's Day, I'd wear something really, like, you know, more delicate and glamorous to go out, not something of like this kind of material. But because we're going to be in and we're not going to be going out anywhere, how lovely. I've just checked what the fabric's like. Now this is different fabric actually from the sweatshirt fabric. The other one had a fleece back. This looks like a, what would you describe it as? It's not loop back, and it doesn't look like these either. Do you know what? I can't actually describe to you. It does look like a single knit fabric, I think. I'll have a look at the description. In all honesty, I didn't look at the description because I just took it for granted it was the same, but I'm happy with it. So I'll have to decide. I don't know how much I ordered actually. I'll double check on my receipt and things, but yeah, but it's lovely, isn't it? So I absolutely love. I'll see. Yeah, I think that colour will suit me, and I have got pink lipstick on today actually. So yeah, so after I've fashioned something with the pajama top, maybe the Valentine's, I'm probably going to be working on Valentine's, a gift for my dogs, a dog gift for their birthdays, and then I've got to think about my mum's birthday. So there's a lot happening my end really, isn't there? So anyway, I'm going to pop off now, and I'll be back again when I've got a little bit more to show you. Okay, see in a minute. Right, I've just popped back on for a second. I forgot to mention, I am wearing the Ondi sweater by deer&doe, the French company, version B, I think it's called. Yeah, just in case I forgot to mention it, just in case you were wondering what I was wearing today. Anyway, I'm going now, going off to the pet shop. Okay, bye. I've folded the top in half, and now I've put a front bodice piece. I'm going to try and get the deer&doe Ondi sweater version A out of it, but we'll just see how it goes. But this is, I haven't made version A yet. I've only ever made version B, and that's what you saw me wearing a moment ago. I've cut that piece out now, and now I've refolded the pajama top, and I've placed the back piece on, and I'm just attempting to cut that out. Now I've turned one of the sleeves inside out. Please excuse the stain. I'm guessing it's some fake tan or something. But I've turned it inside out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the sleeve, and then I'm going to cut just inside that overlapped line and around here and off here, and then see if I've got enough to fashion a sleeve. It might not be the actual sleeve for the Ondi sweater, but we'll just see what we can get out of it. Okay, this is the sleeve cut off. Now I'm going to open it out and see what I've got to play with. Now this is what the sleeve looks like. I can see the stain coming through here, but I'm going to try and lay the sleeve to avoid it. Now I tried placing it like this and it actually isn't wide enough. So I'm going to see if I can fit it on this way, which it looks like I can do, and miss out the stain. So I'll just cut that out. I've got 2 waistbands to cut, and when you cut them, you'll fold them in half, and that makes like the waistband. But bearing in mind, I've already got a waistband on here that's already folded in half. So I'm going to basically cut 2 waistbands out of this, but I won't have to worry about cutting it that thick. I'm just going to leave the waistband as thick as I can get it, but cut it the right size. I've now cut the waistband off the old pyjamas. I've opened the waistband out, and now I've placed my pattern piece on top, and I'm going to cut 2 out of it.
Yeah, it is hard to control.
Yeah, it's alright, yeah. Bang.
Is
it because you're trying to go too fast?
No, I gotta hit them. Oh. Yeah, it's not hard to control at all. It's easy.
It's pretty quick, isn't it, when it gets going?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the final part of my video. Well done if you've managed to get all the way through this. I've been piecing all the videos together and they were coming up to nearly an hour, so I've tried to like whittle them down a bit to try and make it a bit smaller. So I don't know how long it's going to be in total, but thank you so much if you've got this far. So as you may see, I've finished it. I've got a bit to say about it. So I did manage to get all the pieces out for the version A of the deer and doe. That was what you saw me wearing yesterday, and that's what I've made today. Now it's all meant to be made in jersey fabric, but I really wanted to make a collar to match my skirt. I'll just stand up so you can see. This is what I mean about the ease in the skirt look. There's a lot of ease. I was really generous with it, but I told you about my sensory issues, and you know I do struggle with things, but when it sits, it doesn't sit too bad actually. I'm not too upset with that, with the fit really. And at least I know I'm going to be really comfortable, and if I get a bit of a bloat, I'm not going to have to worry, and I can have a big meal. I can have a big Burns night meal, can't I, in my Burns night outfit. So basically, you know that I made the skirt. It was meant to be a summer skirt, not this kind of fabric, but I made version D, and this pattern only went up to a UK size 10. I don't know if you can get a bigger version of it, but I just thought I'd remind you of that, just in case you were interested. I don't know what the sizing is with the deer and doe patterns, but I think there are a real good range with the sizes. So I obviously am a small size, and they fit me, and I think they go up to a good larger size. I don't know exactly, so I'm really sorry, I'd have to look that up. But it's meant to be made in knit fabric, so I managed to get all of the top out of the pyjama top, and this is what I've got left. Oh, there's a bit of that ribbon from yesterday all caught in it. This, just a few scraps of it left. And I didn't show all the process of making the top because I didn't know if it was going to work out, because I couldn't cut the sleeves out on the horizontal where the maximum stretch would be. I've had to cut them out on the vertical, but they've turned out okay. I'm really pleased with it. And because the collar is woven, I didn't know how, because I've not made this version before, I didn't know how big the head opening was going to be. So I didn't know if I sewed a woven collar on, would would I get my head through? When I made the top, because you make the top up first before you put the collar on, it was clear to me I was never ever going to get my head through if I put a woven collar on. So I've done something really clever. I've not ever seen this done before, so it might not be my idea, but you know, at the moment for me it's my idea. So I've seen collars that are totally not attached to clothing, like Peter Pan collars where you make up a collar, put a ribbon on and put it on. So I kind of took a little bit of that and a little bit of the idea that it's got to be sewn on. So what I did, I cut out the 2 collar pieces. Did I interface it? I can't remember now if I interfaced it or not. I don't think I did actually. I'm sorry, I can't remember if I did or not. But I basically, because it tells you to sew around just the outer bits. You only sew around the outer bit. You sew the back piece of the collar together there, but I didn't do that. I just omitted that bit out. Then you're meant to sew the collar around the outer edge. Now what I did is I didn't sew the back pieces together, but then I placed the 2 collar pieces together. I stitched along the back all around the front like here, so the back piece, I know it's not showing you there, all round here, and and basically down to where the shoulder seam would be. So I've only attached the collar around this front piece, and then I've basically, it's free here, and I've put some a velcro ribbon here, and I've basically, with the edge that hasn't got the collar on, I've just turned it over a bit like you would with the Tilly and the Buttons cocoa dress. I've just literally turned over what the seam allowance would have been if it had been in the collar and stitched it down. I've used a zigzag stitch to give it a maximum stretch, so it's loose there, but when it's sitting there you don't even see it. So I'm really delighted with it. So I would definitely do that again. If I wanted to make this top again, but I wanted to use a woven fabric, I would actually do that again. Maybe that's a future video I could do, showing you how I made the, you know, attached a woven collar to this. You know, maybe that's a video if that's something you'd ever be interested in. So yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with it. I don't think I'm done with this Burns Night outfit really, or Burns Night things, because I've got to do a bit of table decoration, and I have got a little bit of fabric left. Can you believe this? That this has to be the best upcycle project I have ever done, ever, because basically this is a pajama top that had tan stains on it that I hated really. That's why it had tan stains on it, because I was just putting it on after I'd applied tan, because I didn't mind getting tan on it, and I was going to throw it out. And this fabric was literally 80 centimetres, so it was 7/8 of a yard if you're in America, 80 centimetres. So I was donated 80 centimetres of this tartan fabric, and I've managed to get this skirt. Bear in mind it is a mini skirt, but I've got a skirt out of it, a collar, and I've still got this left. So I don't know if you saw when I had the fabric for the Carolyn pyjamas, I got every scrap of that fabric. I made the Carolyn pyjamas, I made a pyjama bag, I made an eye mask. I got every last bit out of that fabric. And I'm a bit like this, because I like to just move, I like to get the best out of the fabric and then move on. Actually, you can see from here, that's the neck hole. That's how big the neck hole would be. I would never have got my head through that, would I, with woven fabric? So that's when I realised there's absolutely no way. It looks like a toilet scene, doesn't it? So anyway, so yeah. So that's where I'm absolutely delighted with it. I'm so excited about this outfit. I'm going to be doing a little bit more with that fabric, but I'm going to finish this video here now. I've took some photographs just before I've done this video, so I'll pop some photographs of me wearing this outfit, and I hope you like seeing it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be back soon with another video. I'll probably start filming again later on today, but just like piece it all together like I have been with this. So thank you so much for joining me. I've really enjoyed bringing this video to you and throwing all these bits and bobs together, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.